Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 6 of Superman and Lois. In the last episode, we got quite the amount of reveals. Ali Alston drugging Chrissy and getting her access to this bizarro world, showing it to her so she could see it for herself and tell this story and spread the word, as well as Superman actually being able to completely dominate Bizarro this time around for whatever reason. Takes him back to his fortress, contains him, while his mother is able to kind of translate and kind of contain him for a moment so they can interrogate him a little bit. So he's actually here because Ali Alston is destroying his world and is here to do the same on our world. So he's actually here to stop her and save both worlds. So who knows? We might have a Bizarro Superman team up in this episode. We also found out in the opening of the episode that Ali Alston actually inherited a necklace that is exactly a replica of the one that Bizarro himself was wearing. So there's 2 of these out in the world because she still has that one, and the one that he has is still with the general back at the DOD. They're still butting heads. He observes recordings of their fight and is able to kind of determine that while those 2 were connected and going at it, that fight, that interaction was actually making them stronger. So he's even more distrusting of Superman, thinking now that he wants the pendant, he wants this other Superman to enhance his own strength. So on top of that, they're just still butting heads. And then, of course, there's the whole thing with the Cushing family, with Kyle's secret coming out. So there's a lot of stuff that came out of that. Also, John, straining his relationship with Jordan, Jordan being the one to get trained and all this stuff, getting going his way, and not so much happening for Jonathan. We saw him fall into XK so that he could do better in sports because some of his other players were getting on XK, and now he's doing the same thing, and he's doing it to belittle his brother and try to show him up and show that he's special too, even though he's kind of going about it in quite the wrong way. So, and he's getting called out on it, but he lies to Jordan and tells him it's his powers coming in, not how he's getting these powers, not why it's coming in or anything like that. Who knows? Maybe it will be permanent, but for now, he's just kind of being a dick. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get ready to jump into this. Guys, if you're part of the 75% of the audience that is watching these videos and are not subscribed, I hope by the end of this, you decide to change your mind and stick around. That being said, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode or any of the other episodes of this show, or any of the other shows that we cover here, you can see the full-length reactions over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. Along with the watch-alongs for those, you also get the full-length reactions to a bunch of movies that are exclusively on those platforms. And at the start of each month, you get to vote on what movies we add to that list at the end of each month. Along with that, you also get monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage, trying to make it worth your while, since you are going out of your way to support the channel. But of course, another way you can support us is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, and help us with that YouTube algorithm. That said and down the way, guys, let's go ahead and jump into Superman and Lois. Here we go. We getting this from Bizarro Superman's point of view? Maybe how he got here, maybe? Aw, has he got a cat? Man, I really want to examine some of those images. Yeah, man, this is his world. Gosh, man, it's a wasteland almost. Damn. Jeez. Lana with powers. Holy shit. Did he succeed? I guess he took out Ali over here. Took her pendant.
And that's when you arrived in the mines.
Where I was stuck for days.
I don't possess enough strength on this earth.
Kill Ali.
I'm not killing anyone.
She would inherit enough power to send us all into oblivion.
So he didn't kill the other ally. Just, what, knocked her out and took her pendant? Why couldn't he kill her? Why didn't he kill her? Ah! I need answers.
Today, you will represent the Threat Reduction Agency at the funerals of the fallen SOA members, and you will find that pale son of a bitch by any means.
Yes, ma'am.
Play ball, dickhead.
Is it winter refresh? What do you mean?
Oh, the breath.
Like your new powers. Like when your cold breath comes in?
You know, just wake up feeling like wintergreen.
What's this? That's Candace's, actually. She got asthma, you know? She probably left it in my bag, to be honest.
You sure you don't want some egg sweets?
Mom, I don't like eggs.
Right, sorry. Hey.
Maybe if you were around more in the show, we might know who you are as a character.
Heads up would have been nice.
Grandpa? Yeah.
Thought it'd be better if only you were here right now.
Why?
So the three of us can talk.
Oh.
I told you this was a bad idea.
I think it's time for both of you to apologize.
No, this is not a both sides situation. She blackmailed me.
This coming from the world's shadiest journalist.
We speak in private?
Dude, relax. It'll be fine. What if you have an ocular discharge? Please don't ever say that. I promise I've got everything under control.
You say that, and then that's usually a sign something's gonna go out of control.
Is this really John and Jordan? They're giants.
They're country boys now. USDA farm fed.
He's so cute, especially with those cheeks.
He looks like one of those pirates in the Islands movies.
What? I have to go.
Sergeant!
Sir.
Find out where she's going.
Oh no. Come on, we were so close. It's gonna be somebody un-American, and he's gonna be like, ah! I'm keeping your pendant. Dude. Nice.
And
Superman was in Russia, sir.
Russia.
Oh my god.
From destroying a small village.
He is never going to tell me the things that I need to know. Thank you, Sergeant. I think I know how to bring this rogue Kryptonian into our custody, but I'm going to need your permission to do it.
The fuck is he gonna do?
You can go, Clark. I just need to sit here and think.
Please don't end up at the Inverse Society or whatever it's called.
What can I get you?
Oh, fuck.
Nothing. I'm not here for a drink.
6 straight years we've been losing these stinking gators. 6 years of being nothing more than gator bait. Well, I'm tired of being gator bait. John King.
Yes, Coach!
You ready to wrestle with some nasty gators?
Yes, Coach!
You ready to send them back to the swamp?
Yes, Coach! Let's get out there!
You were in this spot. Okay? Just do what got you here. Rest will take care of itself.
Thanks, Tom.
I wonder what that stuff smells and tastes like.
Why, 57? Shall it?
Man, I'm so nervous.
I mean, you really were a terrible influence on me. Hey, I was the younger sibling. You're the one that told me how to walk along the walls so the floorboards wouldn't creak.
What's gonna ruin this moment, man? What's gonna ruin this day?
Thanks for speaking with me.
I'm so sorry. But
Man, if he's not here to stop Jordan from doing something wrong, that's not going to be good.
You gonna show me something? Yes, coach. There's no time like showtime. Yes, coach. You ready to make the rain touchdowns? Yes, coach.
Come on, Jonathan. Hold it together.
And I just want to say I am sorry for how everything happened between us.
Me too. But it's okay, because now you know the truth.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes you have to show people the truth. Do you hear yourself? That is text.
Shit.
Lucy, I love you, but you have always been attracted to the kind of person who promises to fix everything.
Fuck.
Yeah, Timmy's mom caught him huffing some weird drug from the mines.
What do you mean huffing?
I don't know, I guess he's using an inhaler or something. Apparently all the kids been squirting.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for getting back to me so quickly.
Simply ran it up the chain of command, and my superiors agreed the threat warranted immediate action.
Well, you can tell them I'll destroy the pen.
Oh.
The threat that we discussed.
You are.
You fucking kidding me? I hope he gets exactly what's coming to him, man. I tried to sympathize with him earlier on. Tried to understand where he's coming from. But nah, he lost me.
We're on the same team. You keep saying that, but you refuse to trust me. Well, now I've made the choice not to trust you.
Wow.
My plan totally worked. People are saying you may have broken some kind of passing record.
That's crazy.
You
Need to stop. Why? What, can you not handle me finally getting what I deserve? Lay off.
Oh, it's the reverse of what was going on earlier. Oh, damn. Damn, dude. This is sick.
I'm not gonna let you do this. I said lay off.
Boys!
Don't do this.
I don't have another choice.
What the fuck? Dude, you just have to play with Superman's rules, man. Play by his rules. That's it. That's all you gotta do. For fuck's sake, man.
Lois,
What's wrong?
it's Clark. He's been arrested for treason.
Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Not in a good mood after all of that. God damn it, man. I don't know what what do we do? Well, how do we get out of this situation? You know, for a minute, I thought maybe that voice in the comms was going to be Allie, and he was going to turn it over. Maybe he was already part of her little society. But no, that's definitely not how that panned out. And then part of me thought maybe because he was holding it, maybe he would start to hear his own self from the other side and start getting stuff like that. But no. Nope, just gonna further be a douchebag. God, man. Like, I get the pressure he's under. I get a lot of the aspects of his character, but this is way too far the other way. And the fact that this got greenlit by his superior, who was basically begging him to grovel and make whatever work with Superman. I don't understand that bit of it. Unless he literally convinced her he's a threat, I guess. But didn't seem to be the case based on when he got his little ass chewing when she showed up on base. Yeah, God forbid he help people around the world just because they might be at odds with, you know, your feelings, your government, whatever. Some people go beyond that. Heroes without borders, you know. It's fucking stupid, man. It pisses me off. Lure him into this trap. and then shoot him with those kryptonite bullets, that red kryptonite, or that red solar hallway, which I love how they mirrored Bizarro Superman's journey of how he traveled here. Which that's what I don't understand. Apparently, if I'm understanding the lore they're setting up here correctly, the Bizarro world and our world used to be one and the same, but they got split, divided. And that's why, not in like the multiverse way, I'm assuming, but in a way where they are parallel of the singular Earth. That's the way it read to me. I could be wrong, but that was the only way that makes sense to me right now. And I liked the newspapers in his world were all backwards. You know, I really want to go back and look at a lot of the photo, like once it's out in HD on the website and not on this cable quality, so I can go back and take a look at some of those shots. I'd love to see like some of those old history stuff that they got over there, because I definitely saw Jordan in one of those photos, I'm pretty sure. And just what happened to this world. You know, we saw, you know, a similar thing of what we had on our Earth with the, you know, Superman of America or whatever, and then on the other side we have Lana being one of those and going toe-to-toe with Bizarro there. And I like that whole sequence, and then how they mirrored that at the bookend of this with Superman going through the exact same situation against his own government. But at the top of that was Allie, who I guess had already taken over a bunch of stuff. And he managed to, I guess, not kill her. I don't know why he didn't kill her while he had the chance. That's a question I've got right now. But he took the pendant because he said, you know, she can still merge with her other self, which unless she can merge with a corpse and still get the god powers that he's fearing, if he's to be trusted. You know, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But like, man. Got that pendant, got that suit because he knew that, you know, he'd need that shielding, I guess. But like, what's with these Earths and just these open breaches into the multiverse? Like, he just plowed into the planet's core on his side of that mine and ended up in our mine. John Henry just flew into space and just hit a random portal and ended up in our world. It's interesting. And I wonder if there's going to be any explanation to that whatsoever. And still, I said another episode without John Henry or Natalie, so they're still out of commission for the time being as well. So I'm really curious to see their perspective with everything going on, especially considering Clark is now imprisoned. That's a big red flag. We have all this stuff with Jonathan and Jordan coming out as Jordan found out what Jonathan was up to. And like, did you hear like what his like girlfriend was saying? Like, she was like, yeah, it worked. You know, like the word got out about like this. Like, I think she was using this event as like advertisement for her selling of the XK. And that's what she was talking about. And that's what I was reading that scene as. So I don't know. And then she's like, hey, come over. I parked it somewhere dark. So come, I'm going to give you a little present. It's just, gosh, man. Like, it's like, I just feel like, I at this point, I feel like she doesn't have any regard for Jonathan whatsoever on, like, a personal level. Like, it's just like, you're benefiting me right now. And maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but that's kind of the direction that they're going, or at least that's the light that they kind of showed us this whole thing in. And then all the great moments with Lucy and Lois in this episode was really touching and really great seeing them all come together. And I knew that wasn't going to last long, but it was going to come up. It was going to happen, and it did. I feel so bad for Sam, though. Like, with all this stuff, you know, trying to enjoy his retirement, his family's falling apart, the world's going crazy, his successor just imprisoned Superman. Like, it's nuts, man. The guy can't relax. Plus his boys, his grandsons are like at each other's throats. One's wanting to be a superhero and he's about to endanger their family if he's not doing it right. The other one's just recklessly taking powers. Man, Sam, heart goes out to you, man. Then the whole thing with Lana, man. And I'm a child of divorce. I've been there, at least on that side of it as the kid, and I've seen what it does to both. And, you know, I think they played it pretty well. I think Lana's honestly handling it pretty darn good for the most part in considering. And I don't know where that's going to go. Honestly, she's got to figure that out. I think she's taking the necessary steps to weigh that decision and see where things go. Because once something like that happens, it is kind of hard to take it back. And it's hard to trust again. And, you know, just seeing how she leans on her family, Sarah being there for her, and Clark as well, being her best friend, and like those conversations she had with him at the diner. Like, there's a lot of beautiful moments in that throughout this episode. We had the funeral scene for the fallen soldiers, and we saw again how that spurned that conversation, that decision forward for Anderson to go make the decision that he did. I mean, I just don't know, man. There's a lot going on in this episode, man. It wasted no effort, like, following along with these plots. And it just makes me wonder if, because of this segmenting, and I worried about it happening in this episode, but it didn't, is Lana. We saw her as part of the Superman of America, right? On the other side, on the Bizarro world. What if in this world she joins Allie instead? I mean, there are versions of Lana where she does get powers. There's versions of Lucy where she gets powers. So, like, I've got a lot of concerns about what's going to happen here. And I wonder, I mean, if Allie was the opposite of who she is on this side, like, they've got to be opposites, right? In some way, shape, or form. But, you know, to some extent, because they're not, like, pure opposites, right? Because, you know, Bizarro in this situation, if he was pure opposite, he'd be pure evil, right? Clark, him, and he did say, he was like, I'm not well loved on my Earth, so he probably is more lethal, more like maybe Batman, maybe even more so like Punisher, if anything, given the situation. You know, kills his villains, stuff like that. I don't know. We don't know this version of the Bizarro, so who's to say? But he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to save the world. He has some sort of compassion. He's just willing to go that extra mile that Clark's not willing to go to ensure things play out in a proper manner. He's just too weak to do any of that here. On top of that, so, like, I don't know. Some things are opposite, some things are just mild gray. So, like, with Allie, if, let's say, Allie on the other world has taken over everything, like we heard from Chrissy. She's taken over, she's ruling the world, she's scary, people are terrified of her. The opposite of that here, if it was purely opposite, she would be altruistic. She would be trying to actually help the world, which is maybe what she thinks she's doing. Maybe she does think she's actually helping people. Maybe she does think she's doing things good, but there's this shade of gray with how she's going about it. And then if they combine, what does she become and what powers does she get access to? And there's a lot of questions that I have about that, about just the general mechanics, about how these things are set up and what happens when they meet their goal, and how much does our Allie actually know? And a good question I've got also, when we got that backstory to Allie, I'm wondering which Allie that is, which Allie that was. Is it ours or the Bizarro? Don't know. They looked the same. They weren't all crackled up like Bizarro Superman was. You know, didn't have those aberrations on her face. She was just Allie, leading what presumed to be like some alt version of the DoD. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to find out, man. We're about at the halfway point for the season, so I'm curious to see how this all unfolds. And also, I completely forgot to mention it. Yeah, this was Amy Jo Johnson's episode, and honestly, I think as far as direction goes, I really liked this episode a lot. I think this is probably one of the most well-directed episodes that I can recall. I think maybe even of the season. I'm not saying it's like my favorite episode of the show or anything like that, but from the structure, the way that everything was handled, framed, directed, you know, the performances, everything like that, you know, everything the director has control of and all that. So, like, I'm just like, whew. I don't know. I'm impressed with the episode thinking back on it, because there's not a thing in this episode that I felt like was wasted, that I felt like didn't need to be there. I felt like everything was driving everybody's stories forward. And as we've seen with the show before, they will come together. But I thought it was just really well put together. And I gotta say, go Kimberly. My first celebrity crush, man. Anyway, guys, what did you think of the episode? How do you feel about everything that's going on? I'd love to know your thoughts. So sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join our Discord. Links to that and all my socials are down below. Hope you follow me on each and every one of those. And remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction of this episode or any of the other ones, you can check those out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Philly Vane, Yori Scott, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Nate Prouty, and Melita. Thank you guys so much for your support, and everybody else who's been supporting and showing up for this series. I am loving it. But guys, that's it for now, and I'll see you all next week with the next episode of Superman and Lois. Take care, everybody.